As I address each joint in your body, I would like you to really try and focus on moving just that joint for the capacity or the range that it has available to it, and not to compensate moving all of the body at once. We're just basically going to isolate an area and try and get movements into that area and enhance that as we go. The other thing I need you to be aware of is if you have any limitations, if you have any injuries or you feel any pinching pain, or things that don't quite feel right, don't push through those. Try and reduce your range of motion to something you can deal with, or skip out on that particular joint. The first thing we're going to start with is our neck. All I want you to do is press your arms down. You're going to flex your head down, side flex, slowly rotate around to extension, down to the other side to side flexion, and then back down to the start. We'll do the same way. Side flex, slowly rotating our head around until we get a little bit of extension, dropping our ear to our other shoulder, back to the center, and then one more, so side flex, rotate around, try and keep your shoulders still, ear to shoulder, and back to the start. Then we're going to go the other way now. Flex, ear to shoulder, rotate around, extend. So we go two more. As you go through these, make sure you move slowly and with control the whole time. It's really easy to just start skipping out on particular parts. Oh, my neck feels pretty tight. Nice. Next up, we're going to do your scapula. All I want you to do, so your scapula is your shoulder blades, if you're not aware. You're going to have your arms out straight in front of you. What I want you to do is you're going to try and push your hands forward as far as they can go, and you feel your shoulder blades stretch forwards. Then you're going to elevate your scapula. You're going to retract, so pull your shoulder blades back, and then depress your scapula. So essentially we're just doing smooth circles there, trying to focus on the scapula doing the work, and not too much of the glenohumeral joint up the top here. Good, so just go a couple more going this way. And then pause, and we'll go the other way now. So we go depression, retraction, we elevate, and then we protract. So that's our movements through our scapula. Try and keep the rest of the body still, so we just need a light level of tension through there. Go two more. One more. Nice. We're going to do the glenohumeral joint next. So this is this joint up here. You can do this in whatever position. We're going to do it standing today. So what I would like you to do is you're going to bring both arms up as high as they go. Keep the rest of the body still. Once I get stuck, I can't go any further than that. I start to rotate my hands that way, and I slowly scoop them behind me, and I end up with the roof of my hand on my hip. From there, I extend my arm back. Once I get stuck, I unwind, open the shoulders, slowly scoop up and over, back to my starting position. So we're going to do that 3 more times. Arms coming up, keep the rest of the body still. I rotate, slowly extend back behind me. Again, I'm paying attention to if I've got any restrictions, discomfort that doesn't feel normal. Keep rolling through these. At the moment, my shoulders don't feel too bad, but it's going to be a different story tomorrow because I did a pretty tough workout at Lakeshine today. Again, do focus on your torso keeping in position while you do these. Remember to breathe as you go through these. This is your last one. Excellent. Nice. We're going to do your elbows next. So all we're going to do is we're going to flex our elbows as we can. So our elbows staying by your side. You're going to go into flexion to there. We're going to roll your hands in. So I keep my elbows still and I roll them in this way as far as they go, and then I push down. And then we rotate out, we lift up, and we repeat. So roll in, slowly push down. Imagine you're pushing through dense air. Again, if you do lots of chin-ups, this is a great one for you because your elbows can get quite stuck. Rotate out as far as they go, up, roll, down. Now reverse it, so we lift up. We're going to roll our hands out as far as we go, and then back down by your side. Roll them in, flex, open, and down. We'll go 2 more. The next one is my absolute nemesis, so I could keep doing these for a while. Nice. Next up, we're going to do your wrist. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do both wrists at once. What I would like you to pay attention to is that your forearms stay quite still. So we're just trying to take your wrists through a circular range of motion, like most of our ranges are that we have here. So we're just going to go through just the wrists moving. What we want to pay attention to doing, forearm stays still and our hand doesn't flex. Ideally, we're not going to go to that position with your hand. You're going to keep your fingers straight. So starting in that position, I would like you to extend your hand, bring them towards each other, flex your wrist up, open to the outside, and we're going to go slow circles like that. If you focus on those things we spoke about, you're going to find that your wrists don't have a huge range of motion. Mine have nothing at the moment, which is a bit of a problem because we're trying to do a lot of ground-based activities. So this is a good thing for you to pay attention to, is what's happening at the wrist. Now we're going to go the other way for me. So you're going to flex your hand up, out, slowly scoop down. So just do the reverse of what you just did. Circles through the wrist. You can see my forearms are starting to move. So I need to reduce my range of motion to target that wrist to do the work again. One more. Nice. Again, that one takes a bit of time to learn how to do it properly. I was sort of rushing through there a little bit, but when you do those and you can practice them outside of this mobility session as well, it is a really important idea that we do have some good movement through our wrists and we look after them because of the amount that we actually do with them when we're training. Next up, we're going to move into our spine. So what we're going to do through our spine is we're going to try and move our vertebra without moving the rest of the body. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to cross your arms across your chest. You're going to go into spinal flexion, which is a little bit of flexion through that thoracic spine. We're going to go to side flexion. I bend to the side. I slowly roll around to extension, and I've only got a tiny bit of extension. I roll to the other side into side flexion, and I roll back to where I started. Try and do that, keeping your hips still. Imagine I had my hands on your hips and I was holding them steady. I would like you to go through the greatest range that you can do without any compensations happening elsewhere in the body. And I feel like my back is quite restricted at the moment. I'm finding I'm spending a lot more time at the computer. So this sort of stuff is just essential to look after my back health. Good. Starting back in the center, going into flexion, side flexion, extending, slowly rotating, hips are staying as still as you can. That requires tension. Good. So slowly for 4. Good. A couple more. Nice. We're going to go down into quadrupedal position or tabletop. You can also do these hip circles standing up, and that's not a bad option. If you're going to do it standing up, you'd place your hand out and you would rest onto a wall or something. But what we're going to do is we're going to do hip circles. I'll talk you through it and then you can do it in your own time with me. We're going to bring one leg up towards your arm. You're going to abduct your leg, internally rotate your hip and slowly scoop it all the way around back to the start. Then you do the reverse of it. So we extend our leg behind us. We open up and around where our leg ends up in internal rotation, and then we slowly bring it up towards our arm and back to the start. Do be aware if you're doing it in this position, there is a high likelihood your hips will want to shift laterally. So I want you to try and center your body and keep it as still as you can with just the hip moving. When you're ready, 3 more. Leg comes up, abduct, internally rotate, scoop around, then reverse, extend, out to the side, leg up towards arm, back to the start. You've got 2 more. Up towards arm, out, internally rotate, big circle with that hip, reverse, out, internally rotate, up towards your arm and down. 1 more rep. Finding my hips are quite sticky as I do this. As I do them more and more, the idea is we're going to lubricate that joint and get it moving a little bit easier. We're going to go into the other side now. Leg comes up, out, internally rotate. If you did anything like I just did, I've just done my good side first and now this is my tricky side. Doesn't like to internally rotate on this side, which is a bit of a problem, but something to work on. So you can use this as a self-assessment to how well each one of your joints are moving. got 2 more reps, moving through in your own time. Excellent, nice. We're going to come down. We're going to take a seat. What I would like you to do is you're going to hug one knee in towards your chest. So all we're going to do now is we're going to just look and trying to get your tibia, this bone here, rotating a little bit. So we're trying to fix your femur bone, which is this big bone up here, onto your chest. And I'm just trying to get that rotating. So I've got limited movement through my tibias, which is something we became aware of when we were actually doing the course. It's probably a case that I've had knee reconstruction, so my knees don't work as well as they should. But just slowly going from one side to the other, trying to get some movement there, because we do have a small degree of motion that we can go when we do these. Next up, holding that same leg, we're now going to target your ankle. So we're going to flex, internally rotate, so bring your foot in or inverted. Big circles like that. So point your toes, invert, flex, out and down. Smooth circles, keeping the shin as still as you can now. Try not to rush through any parts. Good, and then go the other way. Big circles around, trying to keep your tibia bone as still as you can now as you move the ankle. Excellent, we're going to move on to the other side. So we hug the knee up towards your chest. The first thing we're doing is just trying to get some rotation happening through that tibia. So again, that's the bone here, my shin. I'm trying to roll it in and out. So to do that, I'm just trying to keep my femur as still as I can. And I'm just seeing if I can get a tiny bit of movement. My ankle does have a bit of an association to what's happening here, but my focus and my thought is going towards trying to get this rotating as much as it can, and unfortunately my left side does nothing. It's asleep. We'll go 2 more reps. So this one's a really important one, especially for those people that have knee issues. It's a good idea that you do target this in addition to what else you're doing. Next up, we're going to do your ankle. So now we're going to fix our tibia bone. We try and lock it in position. You're going to point your toes, invert your foot, flex, out, and down. Smooth circles. Try not to skip through any parts. Try not to be too jolty. It's hard to do. Just take your time as you work your way through these. Good. We've got 2 more. 1 more. Good. Reverse it, going the other way. Out. Flex. Invert. Point. Smooth circles around at the ankle joint. Two more reps. 1 more. Nice. We're just going to play with your feet. For your last one, if you had socks on, I'd probably take them off. It makes this a bit easier. What you are going to do is we're going to work through our toes, and then we're going to do our breathing practice, and that should keep us in schedule. What I'd like you to do with your toes, the first thing we're going to do is we're just basically going to try and grip the floor with your 4 outer toes and lift your big toe up off the ground. So grip the floor as you do these. So you're going up and down with your big toe. We're just trying to get that connection between your toes, trying to get the feet moving. The feet commonly get glued up. We tend to put them into shoes, and that means your feet can get quite stuck, and it is a bit of a problem. We want our feet to be able to move a little bit. We want our tissues to have the opportunity to relax as well. And nice. Now we're going to keep our big toe down. Try and lift your 4 outer toes. Keeping your big toe down, 4 outer toes lifting up, trying to spread them. Try not to roll in at the ankle. Go 2 more. Nice, we've got a couple more before our breathing practice. What you're going to do is lift up all of your toes, spread them out as wide as you can, place your big toe down first, and then slowly roll through the other ones. And then do that 3 or 4 times for me. Big toe goes down first, and we roll from in to out. 2 more. 1 more. Oh, my toes are really sticky to that. Nice, so we're going to go the other way. Toes come up, little toe goes out as far as we can. We spread it. Slowly roll in. lift up, little toe goes down, slowly roll in. 2 more. 1 more. Excellent. Guys, that is our movement practice. If you don't want to do the breathing practice, stop the video there and you can go on with your day, and we'll see you through the live workouts. If you would like to do the breathing practice, what we're going to do is we're going to go through 4 minutes, and I'm going to start a timer. This is basically a really nice way to put you into a parasympathetic state. So our autonomic nervous system has a couple of states. We've got sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response, or your ability to handle stressful situations. And then we've got our parasympathetic state, which is our calming state, our state that ideally we want to be in for digestion, our resting state. So we do encourage you to try and do this to break the cycle of the day at the moment. Our days are quite stressful for a lot of people, and a lot of people have some levels of anxiety dealing with what's happening in society. So this is a really nice way to settle your body down to be able to cope with those stresses better. So what we need to do is a couple of things. We're going to do nasal breathing. So as long as you don't have obviously any sinus issues at the moment, we should be able to breathe through your nose, and that can calm you down. We need to change our breathing pattern up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 8. So it's double the amount of time that we breathe out. So we're going in for 4 count, out for 8. And we're just going to repeat that for 4 minutes in your own time. And then the last thing I want you to do is trying to breathe into your belly. We're not doing complete forced breaths. We're not trying to absolutely blow our diaphragm out and just breathe as much air in as we can. But we do want to notice that we've got some expansion and some movement happening into our stomach. So we're going to place a hand on our stomach in our chest and make sure we're breathing deep. I'm going to start a timer for 4 minutes. Once the time is done, that's our sign that it's time to get on with the day. And yeah, let's see how we go. When you're ready, guys, whatever comfortable position works for you, you can lie on down. Remember nasal breathing and breathing into your stomach. That's our 4-minute timer, guys. Hopefully you feel pretty calm after that. I definitely do every time I do it. There is no time limit to how long you should do that for. We do 4 minutes because it hopefully fits into what I think will be a 15-minute video. I'm not sure. But if you would like to extend that out, please do so. If you have any questions or you want to get in contact with us, you can contact us at northsidemovement.com.au and you'll be able to find the contact us link through there. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed your morning routine and breathing practice, and we will see you on the internet sometime soon. See you later. Bye, guys.